Chill
Chill
Talk.
Talk.
Chill Talk.
Chill Talks.
Welcome to Chill Talks Podcast, your companion in your chill time.
Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Chill Talks Podcast, where conversations happen. So, I am your host, PJ, and this is actually one of the first video solo episode na gagawin natin, and hopefully more to come. So, yun nga, from the title of this topic, pakikinig, listening, na isa sa pinaka very common na sinasabi ng karamihan or ng lahat is that the key to good communication is how we listen. Or parang listening is the avenue of growth. Without listening, wala daw nang mangyayari. Pero despite all of that, despite sabihin natin na maganda ang pakikinig, despite sabihin natin na malulutas ang karamihan ng problema kung tayo ay nakinig lang, bakit may pagkakataon na hindi tayo nagkakaroon ng pagkakaunawaan? May misunderstandings, ika nga, may mga times naman na tinatawag nating sutil ang isang tao to the point na baka masabi nating bakit tatanga-tanga kasi hindi nakikinig sa mga payo na binibigay natin. Or sa terms ng mga kabataan ngayon, delusional sa hindi mga katulad ko na ngayon ko lang nalaman yung ganun. So, sa episode nito, pag-uusapan natin na ano nga bang iba't ibang paraan kung paano makinig ang isang tao at paano natin makikita kung alin tayo dun at paano natin makikita na kung paano naman ang iba paano naman makinig ang iba sa atin. Kasi in understanding how we listen, we can understand how we can adjust our actions and we can understand how we can adjust the informations na binibigay natin. So do take note, this is some of my experiences din sa ibang tao and from my line of work. So, pinakauna sa lahat, pinakamadali na paraan ng pakikinig ng mga tao is that we listen through information. Kung ano yung mga naririnig nating salita, ano yung mga naririnig nating kataga, yun yung mga pinapakinggan natin. Especially if it's wisdom, if it's advices, if it's lessons, nakikinig tayo dyan. Because we grasp the main idea and yun ang ina-absorb natin. That's good. That's the easiest part. Diba? Pag sinabing, huwag ka dyan pumunta or ang buhay ay mahalaga or ano yun, pangit si ganito. Biro lang. May mga times na yun ang pinapakinggan natin. So, pinakamadali yun. Second one na pinapakinggan natin is that we sometimes listen to the tone. I think this is very common sense na how we communicate is different from what we communicate. So, the first one is what we communicate. Second one is how or the tonality. Karamihan sa atin, nadadala sa tono. Aminin natin na kahit sabihin natin na, ay, ang ganda-ganda mo. Ikaw ang pinakamagandang tao sa buong mundo. Ikaw ang pinakamagaling. Pero kapag yung tono ay hindi maganda, sometimes we don't listen to what they are saying. And it happens a lot to most of us. Now, we are under this assumption na kapag ang tono ng tao sa pagsasalita ay mataas, automatic galit. At kapag naman ang tono ng tao na pagsasalita ay malumanay, ibig sabihin ay okay lang sa kanila ang mga nangyayari. But that's not entirely the case. May mga tao talagang ang boses malakas kapag nagsasalita. And there are people na justify nila na, ganyan talaga ako mag-communicate. Kasi yan yung nakasanayan nilang environment. And that is also true. Diba? But sometimes, tone can be triggering at times. Especially if it's sarcastic, if it's angry. Tapos lalo na kapag you are in a very serious moment. Tapos ang tono mo ay active, jolly. So parang hindi kasi seryosohin ng mga tao. So that's the second one. What we say and the tonality of what we're saying. Number 3 is that sometimes most people do not listen to what we most people do not listen to what we are saying. Minsan hindi tayo nakikinig kung ano yung tono ng sinasabi nila. But sometimes we also listen on how their body moves. Or in short, we listen to the body language of the person. Na kahit sabihin natin na, okay, we're doing this podcast na maganda ang information ng podcast na ito or maganda yung usapan natin. But if you can see me doing this kind of different body gestures, sometimes hindi na natin napapakinggan yung information. We sometimes focus on the body language na pinapakita natin. Or sometimes may mga cases naman na let's say you're giving advice to someone, tapos yung pagsasalita mo ay aside sa may pagka-sarcastic tone, minsan makikita nung kausap mo na biglang gumaganyan yung mata mo, nag-eye roll ka, or hindi ka masyadong nagbibigay ng eye contact sa tao. That's nakikita na hindi credible ang sinasabi mo. There are also cases like that. Sometimes our mannerisms ang tinitignan ng mga tao when we are speaking, either public speaking, or when we're talking to a friend. So that's why there are so many trainings online, there are so many courses on YouTube on how do you do body language when speaking. Because sometimes yan lang ang napapansin ng mga tao. No matter how beautiful your message is, no matter how beautiful your tonality is, your body language can sometimes carry it. Sometimes it can help it grow, or sometimes it can help it go down. So parang ganun siya. And aside from that, those are the three common things. The body language, the tone, and the information that we're saying. So it's very common sense to most of us. But there are two additional things kung paano tayo din makinig. And this one is sometimes based from own experience. This is personally from my experience. So, one of the things that we listen to is that we listen to our own biases, or we listen to our own experiences. Anong ibig sabihin na to? There are cases na there was one time na sinasabihan ako dati na wag mo yan gawin, hindi yan maganda sa'yo. Pero yung nararamdaman ko before is that excited akong gawin yun. Let's say for example yung ano tawag nito? Let's say yung pagko-computer. Pinagbabawalan na ako, pinapakita sa akin kung ano yung negative impacts kapag nasusobran sa pagko-computer. Pero ang nananaig doon is that yung personal urge ko na mag-computer. So kahit anong ganda ng payo, anong ganda ng advice, we sometimes listen to our own personal biases. That's why miscommunication still happens. Kahit sabihin natin na nag-uusap na kayo ng kaibigan mo, nag-uusap kayo ng tropa mo, ng kaibigan mo, ng jowa mo, tapos nag-agree sila sa napag-usapan pero eventually hindi naman tinupad yung usapan, it's mainly because you're not the problem, don't worry. It's because mas pinapakinggan nila yung kanilang personal urge or personal biases. And that is one of the common things why miscommunications happen. It's not just kasi ang tonality, ang body language, and the information that you are saying can be very, can be very adjustable. Kasi we can practice how we speak, we can practice what we are saying, we can practice the tone of our voice, pwedeng mataas, pwedeng mababa. Pero when it comes to the personal biases or the personal urges na meron tayo, minsan hindi natin yun nakokontrol. We don't know what they're thinking of. And sometimes kapag tayo naman yung pinagsasabihan, we are so much in tune sa pakikinig sa personal urges natin. Hindi na natin nakikita kung ano nga ba ang dapat para sa atin. Especially if it's wisdom coming from people na mahalaga din sa atin. And speaking of mahalaga sa atin, comes the fifth reason or the fifth factor kung paano tayo nakikinig is that sometimes we listen on how we see people. Anong ibig sabihin nito? Minsan nakikinig tayo, depende kung ano ang tingin natin sa tao, kung gusto ba natin sila o ayaw natin sa kanila. Let's say for example, person A is kagalit mo. For no reason, kaaway mo siya, hindi mo siya gusto. And person B is that gustong-gusto mo siya. It may be your crush, it can be a close friend, it can be a relative as well. In those two examples, si person A, yung taong ayaw natin, nagbigay siya ng magandang advice, nagbigay siya ng solid na idea. Pero hindi natin pinapakinggan yun kasi ayaw natin sa tao na yun. We have this notion na hindi maganda yung sinasabi niya. Is it about the information? Is it about the tone? Is it about our personal experiences? Sometimes, but most of the time, it's how we look at the person. Kahit maganda yung information na sinasabi niya, hindi tayo nakikinig. We have person B naman na hindi man kagandahan ang advices sa buhay, hindi rin naman maganda yung information na sinasabi nila, but most of the time, dun tayo nakikinig. Kasi gusto natin yung tao. See the difference? And it is prominent sa mga nangyayari ngayon sa social media. Actually, di nga lang sa social media, even at school eh. If you're a student, tapos meron kang teacher na ayaw mo, kahit anong ganda ng topic ng teacher na yan, most of the time, hindi tayo nakikinig. Not because the information is bad, but because we just don't like the person. And at the same time, we follow people because of who they are, not because of what they are saying, which can be very dangerous at times. Kasi we are under this assumption na because they look good, they speak good, they're charismatic, automatic kailangan na natin silang pakinggan. And most people know this. That's why they capitalize on their charms, on their looks. Because they know may mga taong nakikinig sa kanila because of who they are. May mga ganong cases. So those are the 5 categories on how we listen. The what we say, on what we say, the information that we're saying, the tonality of our voice, our body language, our own personal experiences or our own personal urges. And the 5th one is how we see people, how we look at others. And how does knowing it affect us? Ano ngayon? Yun din ang tanong ko eh while making this episode. Na okay, alam na natin kung paano makinig yung mga tao. Ano na? Simple lang. If you know how people listen, or if you're aware on how you listen as well, you can adjust on the different situations na kinabibilangan mo. Let's say, for example, you are in an argument with someone you don't like, and the argument is valid, or if yung pinagtatalunan nyo ay makakatulong sa growth ng isang grupo na meron kayo. Would you let your personal bias take over on how you listen to the situation? No. We listen to the information given and see what we can do. Another one, if you are consoling a friend, may mga taong pag kinukonsole natin or dinadamaya natin, sometimes they don't want us to solve their problems. Na, nagsishare lang siya ng problema, naririnig mo yung information na binibigay niya. If you're just focusing on the information at hindi mo pinapakinggan yung body language ng kausap mo, hindi natin makikita na kung paano na kailangan niya lang pala ng karamay. There's so many examples of this na minsan nagtatalo yung mga tao na nagsishare ng problema si person A at si person B naman ang ginagawa, sinusolusyonan yung problema. May problema ba kay person B? Wala. Kasi ang pinapakinggan ni person B is yung information. While si person A, ang ina-expect niya na ang papakinggan ni person B ay yung emotions kung paano siya magsalita. So we have this different degrees in listening. So the best way to do that is that we ask. If you do not know how to respond to a person who is speaking, you just respond. Na to clarify, ito nga yung turo din sa amin before, ito din yung turo ko sa estudyante ko ngayon, na clarify about things. Na I think the best example is this, na if you're unsure of the information, or parang yung tao na nagsasalita ay ayaw mo rin, but what they're saying is valid, you just ask, clarify ko lang, ito yung gusto mong mangyari, or ano pa yung pwede nating madagdag. If that makes sense. I'm not sure. Pero yun nga, always ask for clarification na never nating ginagawa. Most of us, millennials, the younger generations, or even adults, the simple word of clarification is often ignored. And once it is ignored, nawawala na siya sa vocabulary natin. Na bihira tayo magtanong ng, ay, clarify ko lang because we're afraid na baka ma-offend yung tao na hindi tayo nakikinig. No. If something is not clear, you ask for clarification. That's very simple. And sometimes yun nga, personal mistakes ko rin yun. That's why I'm sharing it with you so that you don't make those kinds of mistakes as well. And lastly naman, or second to the last, third to the last, I don't know. Is it possible kapag nakikipag-usap tayo sa ibang tao or kapag nakikipag-usap sila sa atin, yung 5 factors na sinabi ko ay nandun? Actually, yes. Actually, yes. That the way they speak, the tone, the information that they are saying, the personal biases or the personal urges, lahat yan makikita mo when you are speaking with people. That's why, if you have this awareness, hindi tayo magsasalita blindly at hindi rin tayo makikinig blindly. We're becoming more aware of our actions so that information is always transparent and clear. Kasi listening is one of the best tools that we can have in life. Because the way we listen is the way we understand the world. So how do you listen? Ask yourself, do you listen to the tone, to the information, to your personal biases, so that you can know how to adjust properly? I'm not saying na remove the biases. I'm not saying to remove entirely everything. No. Regulate. That's the term. Find the balance on how you do that. And to end this episode, one of the things that is with me up until this day is when someone told me na if you want to speak. There's no overthinking it. There's no what ifs. There's no kesyo ganyan, kesyo ganito. No reasoning. If you want to speak with purpose. If you want to clarify something, sabihin mo na, you want to clarify something. If you want to object something, sabihin mo na agad na you want to object something. For stating the intentions before you speak allows people to know what to listen to. Hindi lang yung magsasalita ka just because gusto mo lang magsalita. It's because you have something to say, not because you want to say something. So yan. That's just a short episode on how to listen. Personally, this is kinakabahan ako, to be honest. Kung makita nyo, very jittery ako sa movement, but that's okay. But I love this topic. It's been one of the topics na na-observe ko lagi, or scenarios na na-observe ko lagi, and I'm just sharing to you. Hopefully, you learn something about this. So, yeah, with that said, this is your host, the PJ, and thank you so much. And I will see you all on the next one. Take care, be safe, and goodbye. Bye-bye.